Hey y'all, welcome back to A Moment with Miranda, where we take a few minutes where we reflect, reset, and remind ourselves that we are enough. I have a little bit different setup today because I'm in my room and I got my cool little fireplace in the background and my little book nook that I made. I'm moving in my best friend with me, and I was talking with her the other day, and this is kind of what inspired this episode. So, let's get into it. Today, I want to talk about something that is not just my journey, but it is many other people's journey as well. And that is about finding a love that feels like everything, especially when you're at your lowest. And I know what it's like to accept love that isn't healthy, to settle for less because deep down, I know I didn't feel like I deserved more. Trauma. It can make you feel so damaged. Like you're not even worth real love. And that can lead you into one bad relationship after another. You start to believe that you're not good enough for really anything or anyone, or to better your life. But let me tell you, something changed for me over these last 2 years. I began to see my worth. And it started by learning how to plant sunflowers in the darkest parts of myself. I pieced myself back together using the most beautiful gold glue that I could find. And for the first time, I began to realize that my worth was there all along. I stopped accepting abuse, not just from others, but from myself. Because sometimes we are our harshest critic. And the things that we tell ourselves, it keeps us in that dark place. And it will continue to do that if we continue to let them. I learned that we don't need someone else to plant those sunflowers for us. You know, I grew up thinking that love, I would find it in somebody else, right? In a different person other than myself. But I want to tell you, you can find it. And it's in there. Deep, deep, deep down in there, maybe. And yes, it takes healing, and sometimes it takes a lot of therapy, but it is possible. Even on the darkest days, there's always a glimmer of light that you can turn to. You don't need to wait for somebody else to show you your worth. It's already there. And when you start to believe it, everything changes. There's this idea that we accept the love that we think we deserve. And that's sort of true. When we don't feel worthy, we settle. But here's the beauty in healing. You don't have to settle. You're allowed to grow. You're allowed to let yourself be whole. Even if you're just taking it one step at a time. And remember, there's no darkness you can't begin to fill with light. You don't have to be perfect to be whole. You already are. You are already enough. It's a very hard concept to think about, right? That us, flaws and all, are enough. That we don't have to be perfect. That even those dark parts deserve to have sunflowers, right? They deserve to have a moment. And I think one of the things that we all struggle with is that self-worth and that self-value. And we always are looking for it in other people. And if we just take a few moments and find it in ourselves, that we'll realize it was there all along. I wanted to remind you today to keep planting those sunflowers. To keep gluing yourself back together in a way that's beautiful and strong. And don't let anyone make you feel like you're not worth the love that you deserve. Because you don't need anyone's permission to be whole. You're already there. Being whole doesn't mean you don't have cracks. It just means you're going to look a little bit more unique every single day. Thank you for spending this moment with me. Keep growing, keep finding the light. And remember that even on the darkest days, you are always enough. And as always, if I haven't said it over and over again in this podcast, remember, you are always enough, babe. Always.